Hello po mga kasama, magandang gabi po. Magandang umaga po at magandang hapon po kung nasa kayong panig ng daigdig ngayon. Ito po ang ating topic natin ngayon. Kaya ba ang pag-aaral? Ito ang kadalasan ng mga tanong ng bawat isa. Kung kaya ba ang pag-aaral sa university kapag ang kalagayan mo ay ganito, so ibig sabihin mayroong mga kondisyon kung anong kalagayan ng bawat isa. Magbibigay po tayo ng mga halimbawa mga kasama. Tulad halimbawa, sa kalagayan ng trabaho, yung employment contract, kung anong kalagayan mo sa trabaho. Halimbawa, full-time contract ka. Opo. Opo, kaya po. Pag ikaw part-time contract, yes po. Kaya din po. Temporary contract, yes po. Yung internship, ang internship po, ito yung mga kalimitan po yung mga graduate na. Halimbawa, may engineering internship program. So, tatapusin nila yung internship para makagraduate sila. So, ito po ay most likely ito ay po hindi. Kasi nakatapos na nga po. Pagkatapos may oras siya na nakafocus na kailangan matapos nila yung oras, most likely yan ay 450 hours para makumpleto niya yung oras ng internship niya para sa programa ng kanyang study. And then yung apprenticeship agreement, yung apprenticeship, ito po yung nagtatrabaho na on the job training kung tawagin. So kalimitan po yan ay 3 years. Yan po ay certificate 3. So most likely po ay no, kasi kailangan niya tapusin yung kanyang apprenticeship program. Yung freelancer contract ay yes po, nasa mga kamay po niya, yung controllable po yun. Yung full-time housewife, yan po ay conditional. Depende po yan. Kapag halimbawa malilit yung mga bata pa, most likely hindi po. Kasi wala, challenging sa kanya o halos walang oras para siya mag-aral. Pero kung medyo may malaki-laki na yung mga bata, mahaba na yung oras niya kasi may mga time na yung mga bata, mga anak niya ay nandoon sa school at may oras siya para mag-aral. So yan po ay conditional. Depende sa sitwasyon ng bawat isa, sa sitwasyon ng asawa, ng nanay. Yung businessman or businesswoman ay yes po. Yes po yan. Yung FW, yung overseas foreign worker, yan po ay conditional. Depende po yan sa kalagayan ng visa niya o yung residency niya. Ito tatalakayin po natin. Ito po yung mga main categories of Australian working visa. Yung skilled migration visa. So, permanent or provisional. So, ang skilled independent visa or subclass 189, permanent visa for points tested skilled workers not sponsored by an employer or state. Ito po yung point tested skilled workers. So yes po yan. Kasi yan po yan ay ayan po ay permanent resident visa na po yan, yung subclass 189. So mayroon po siyang right na manirahan, magtrabaho at saka mag-aral independently po. Indefinitely sa buong Australia habang siya po ay nasa permanent visa. Okay po. Yung skilled nominated visa, ito po yung subclass 190. Ito po ay permanent visa na rin po for workers nominated by an Australian state or territory. Yes po yan, yung subclass 190, kasi yan ay permanent resident visa. Yung skilled work regional provisional visa subclass 491 o temporary 5 years visa for those nominated by a state or territory or sponsored by a family member to live, work in regional Australia. Yes po yan. Allowed to study at Australian universities. Okay po. Ito naman po yung employer-sponsored works visas, yung temporary skilled shortage visa, subclass 482. Yung temporary visa allowing employers to sponsor skilled worker to fill shortages for up to 4 years. Yes po yan, allowed to study at Australian universities. Pero may mga conditions po yan na dapat po ay na-maintain o nakakatugon po kayo sa kondisyon. Okay po, yung mga holders po yan. Yung Employer Nomination Scheme, subclass 186. Permanent residence visa for skilled workers nominated by their employer. Yes po, kasi ang subclass 186 ay permanent resident visa. Okay po. Yung skilled employer sponsor regional or provisional visa, subclass 494. Temporary visa for skilled worker sponsored by employers in regional areas. Yes po. Yes, holder of the skilled employer sponsor regional provisional visa subclass 494 are allowed to study at the university in Australia. However, so may condition po yan. There are specific conditions attached to this right that you must follow. Yun po yun. Kailangan matugunan nyo po yan at research nyo po kung ano yung mga conditions and terms and conditions. So, working holidays visa, ito po yung temporary. Yung working holidays visa subclass 417 for 18 to 30 years old, 35 for some countries from eligible countries to work for up to 12 months. So, sinasabi niya po 12 months. Ito po yan, conditional. No for university, but yes for other short study. Yung subclass 417 o working holiday visa holders are allowed to study in Australia, but with limitations po. So, you can undertake study training for a maximum of 4 months. 4 months lang po or 17 weeks during your 12 months stay. Yan po yan. This visa is primarily for working and holidaying, making study incidental to the trip. Yan po. Yung work and holiday visa subclass 462, ito yung 18 to 30 years old with specific educational requirements allowing work for up to 3 years. So katulad po yan, kanina nabanggit ko, no for university, but yes for other short study. Subclass 462, work and holiday visa holders are allowed to study in Australia but with limitations. Yun po yun. And then other work-related visa po, yung temporary graduate visa, subclass 485, allows international student to work in Australia after graduating. Yes po. Holders of the temporary graduate visa, subclass 485, are permitted to study at the Australian University while in Australia, as the visas allows for unrestricted study work and travel. It is temporary visa designed to let international students live and work in Australia after their studies. Yun po yun. Yung training visa, subclass 407, for individual participating in workplace-based training, yes, holder for the subclass 407 training visa are allowed to study at the university in Australia, but may condition po yun, with significant restriction based on their primary training obligations. Ayan po. Yung temporary activity visa, subclass 408, for specific short-term specialized work, yes, holders of the temporary activity visa subclass 408 are generally allowed to study at an Australian university but and other conditions with limitations. Okay po. Yung temporary work short stay specialist visa subclass 400 for highly specialized non-ongoing work. Generally po, the temporary work short stay specialist visa subclass 400 does not allow you to study or undertake training that leads to a formal qualification in Australian University. Yun po yun. Ito naman po yung iba pa mga visa. Visa allowing study while working. Ito po yung mga popular. Yung student visa subclass 500. The main visa for studying full-time is allows you to work up to 48 hours per fortnight during study periods and unlimited hours during break. Yes po yan. Because it is the primary visa that allows you to study at a registered Australian university, including undergraduate and postgraduate courses. Yan po. Yung temporary graduate visa subclass 485 allows you to study further while working provided you meet specific requirements. So yes po yan. Holders of the temporary graduate visa subclass 485 are permitted to study at university. This visa enable you to live, work, study in Australia, allowing for further education like masters, graduate diplomas, honors years while enjoying unrestricted work hours. Ito pa po, yung skilled work regional provisional visa subclass 491 allow for study and holders may eventually transition to permanent residency. Yes po. Holders of the skilled work regional provisional visa subclass 491 are allowed to study at the university in Australia. However, there are specific conditions attached to this right that allow you must follow. So may condition po ito. Yung visitor visa classes subclass 600, 601, 651. Ito po ay generally permit short-term study po ito. Typically up to 3 months. Yes po to. You can study at the Australian University on the subclass 600, 601, 651, but it is strictly limited po at a maximum of 3 months or 12 weeks total po. Yun po. So, total po during the 12 months validity of the visa. Kasi po, ang mga visa na to, this is only suitable for long time. This is not, ulitin ko po, this is not suitable for full-time or long-term university degrees. Kasi po, that's maximum only of 3 months or 12 weeks. Okay po. Ito po ang summary po niyan. For most of the student visa, subclass 500 is the most appropriate for full-time university studies as it offer the longest duration at po yung temporary graduate visa subclass 485 plus yung mga visa na permanent residency na. Yun po ang mga magaganda. Yung international student, ano po ba yung international student? Kasi po yung mga hindi pa permanent residents, yung classified po yun as an international student ang pababayad ng tuitions. Mamaya tatalakayin po natin yan. Ito po, ang international students is someone studying in the country where they are not citizen or permanent residents. Ayan po yan. Pagkatapos po yan, yung requirements yung visa, tulad yung example ko kanina, yung temporary graduate visa, subclass 485, yung student visa, subclass 500. Tapos non-resident status, not a citizen or permanent resident of the host country, katulad ng Australia. Tapos yung temporary stay, intend to stay temporarily for educational purposes. Ayan po, international student. Ito po, yung local student. Ang local student are defined as individuals attending an educational institution in their home region. So, ito po yung mga Australian citizen, ito na po yung mga residents. Okay po, yung mga taga rito na, local students, na may mga benefits na lower yung tuition. Tapos may subsidized tuition fees mula sa government. Tapos yung residency right. and or often but not always commuter living near campus. Okay po. Yung domestic students po, generally pays significantly lower tuition fees. Partially subsidized by the government, yung tinatawag po na Commonwealth supported places. Kumpara sa halimbawa po yung international student, pay full higher tuition rates, napakalaki. Yung local student can differ fees via HECS or help loans, where international student must pay upfront and bear higher cost for similar courses po. Typically 25,000 to 50,000 plus annually po yun. So ito po yung differences po niya. Yung domestic students include Australian citizen, permanent residents, and New Zealand citizen. Ito po yung tinutukoy ko po dito sa Australia. Most undergraduates are in Commonwealth supported places, CSP, where the government subsidizes tuitions, leaving students with a student contribution amount. They are eligible for HECS, help loans. Yung international student include anyone on a student visa, like example, subclass 500, they pay full tuition, often to 3 times higher than domestic counterparts. So, ang laki ng diferensya po niya. So, yung tuition cost comparison po sa international, roughly 20,000 to 50,000 Australian dollar per year per undergraduate or postgraduate coursework, with high demand field like medicine, law, exceeding 50,000 Australian dollars. Ito po ay 2026. Ano po? Art Social Sciences fees for international student are quoted at 49,200 to 56,300 annually. Yun po yun. And then yung domestic, substantially lower. Often only a few $1,000 per year depending on the discipline bond. Okay po. Additional cost, international student must cover overseas student health cover. Tinatawag na OSHC, which is roughly 1,200 for 2 years, and higher visa application fees. Currently, 2,000 Australian dollars plus yung living cost niya. Both groups face high living costs, with estimate for international student ranging between 30,000 Australian dollar to 36,000 dollars annually depending on the city. Ayan po. So for detailed course specific or instruction specific fees, you should always consult your official website for the university you are interested in applying to. So mga kasama, tulad ng aking mga pauna na mga tinalakay natin, ay makipag-ugnayan po kayo sa university kung saan po kayo mag-i-enroll. Kailangan malaman nyo po yung tinatawag yung eligibility. Ayun po. Ito po ang summarize natin ho rito. Tulad ng tanong kanina, kaya ba ang pag-aaral sa university? Opo, yes. Pero depende po ito sa individual status ng buhay. Sa iba ay madali gawin ito dahil sila ay Australian permanent residents na o Australian citizen. Ang financial status ay dapat stable at sustainable. Mayroong permanent na income at hindi mapipinsala ang gugulin habang nag-aaral, o kaya ay makakapag-apply sa HECS. Tulad yung HECS ay tinatawag na Higher Education Contribution Scheme, or mayroon ding scholarship o study assistance program sa company na pinapasukan. Siyempre, kasama rin po yung health condition ay hindi hadlang sa kanyang pag-aaral. So, mga kasama, salaminin po natin ang ating sarili kung tayo po ba ay nakahanda na na mag-aaral batay sa inyong resident status, yung financial status, yung health status or life status. Mahalaga na pagplanuhan ng malalim at magkaroon kayo ng research sa papasukan nyo pong pag-aaralang kurso. Pangunahin na alamin kung ano ang dahilan at bakit ka mag-aaral, dahil ba ito'y matagal mo ng pangarap sa buhay. Personal growth mo po ba ito? Improving career prospect, financial stability, o hobby nyo lang po ito o for fun, at saka iba pa mga dahilan. Mga kababayan, sa mga susunod na video ay doon po natin tatalakayan at iba't ibang mga pagsubok na inyong haharapin sa panahon ng inyong pag-aaral. Ang title po nun ay Laban sa Pagsubok, Laban sa Pag-aaral. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsuporta. Paki-subscribe po ang aking YouTube video channel na ito. Paki-like, comments at share po sa ating mga kababayan na may makapagbigay ako sa inyo ng inspirasyon. Maraming salamat po.